Okay, so we can now begin the Q&A session.
So this is a situation questions. So I read your application and it said you can adapt to a lot of situation. So what happened if when you edit a recap and you accidentally delete everything? What would you do?
I would, first of all, I have like 2 memory cards for each event. Make sure like 1 video, 1 photo, and then maybe extras. And then if I delete something from that part, I'll look into the next memory card, see if I can fill it with anything else that pertains to that part I deleted, and fill it up and see if it fits.
So I have a question. As you know, VSA do have a lot of events, not just VSA related events, but for example, APIC and external events such as UCSC VCN and anything like that. Do you think that you will have time in your schedule to make it to as many events as possible? Do you have other priorities other than school?
Other than school, I don't have any priorities. I stopped working at my recent job because I just didn't like it. So now I open up a lot of free time. I get to go back to what I want to do, which is like photography and video. And then by going to the events and having time for that, I will show everyone what the events, or what happened in the events, and then make myself happy by being the one to present it and photograph and video all of it.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
So you mentioned that photos and videos were the first thing new members would see about VSA. So how do you are planning to change that in a way where it's different, it's new, it's I guess a new image for VSA for next year? Because right now we have photos, we have videos. What are you going to do to make that different, to make it VSA special compared to other orgs on campus?
To make it special, the historian position right now is really good. If it's not broken, don't fix it. But to make it my own and to make it better than the rest, I guess
Okay, here, I'll give you this. So what would you like to improve from this year? What's according to what you've seen this year?
at the beginning of the semester, there was recap videos, and then a historian right now, which is Derek, I noticed that he wasn't the one to do the recap videos. I saw like On do it for when they went to the VMAs. I want to be the one that does it since it's my position. I want to take responsibility for it and be there for all the events and GBMs. Yes.
My question is, so you will be working with 10 other board members, or potentially 11 other board members next year. During a cabinet meeting, how comfortable are you about sharing your opinion, your ideas, and will you speak up and contribute to the board's goal?
Yeah, during meetings, I like to listen to everyone's idea and then process it and see if I can add to it to make it better and see if anything else needs to be fixed. I had an experience in robotics in senior year, but there's so many ideas to put into a robot and we need to think of one. So at the cabinet meetings, there's so many ideas, but we need to pick one that's the best. And if you have every single person, all 10 or 11 of us, and then we consolidate into one grand idea, we'll have a successful cabinet.
Do you have time for another question?
Yes.
Okay, so I have another question for you.
Okay.
So historian is probably one of the one of the people that's going to be expected to go to every single event because you're recording that and making videos out of it or photos. So can you give me an example of something, in the past that you've dedicated a lot of time to and you committed to?
Robotics. Every event, I brought my camera. I was the main the main person who put the photos of every team on the web page for our club, and it didn't feel like much of a big commitment because I like taking photos and I had to be there for every event. So I feel like I can translate that to this position.
Can you give me a time frame? How many times you've gone? Like, how long did you commit to that?
There were multiple events for robotics. It lasted pretty much the whole day, and I just took multiple photos. I just kept pointing and shooting and videos. And the time dedication was like half the time, or I can put it. It took a majority of the time in robotics, but it was fun. So it didn't feel that long. Yes.
So you talk about how it's important to go to all these events that BSA heads out to. Can you describe, so let's say something happens and you cannot make it to that event. So what would you do?
I would see if there's another way that I can get around the putback that will prevent me from winning the event. And if not, then I would ask if anyone is going to the event, if they can take my camera and shoot with it and see if they can film at that event.
Okay, so that is the end of Q&A. Thank you, Kenneth.